Hey, welcome to Chaos Factory. It's time to break into Augminted Labs and extract some mutant DNA. To run our test, we're going to need at least one Kaiju mutant and 600 scales. Scales can be gathered from Genesis Kaiju for 15 scales a day when they've been staked, Baby Kaiju for 5 scales a day when they've been staked, Mutant Kaiju for 2 scales a day without staking, and there are some scientists in the building who have been stealing a percentage of scales from failed experiments. A successful experiment will return DNA, and we've isolated 5 elemental varieties: Fire, Water, Earth, Monarch, and Royal. We've also identified 5 variations in DNA quality: Common, Uncommon, Rare, Epic, and Legendary. Further testing has shown we can inject 150 scales into a mutant up to 6 times to boost success rates up to 80%. However, there's still a possibility of failure during the extraction, not to mention the chance that a scientist may steal a successful extraction. But with great risk comes great reward, and who knows what this research could lead to. To get started, we're going to head to the Kaiju King dashboard and click on the lab. Here we can see all of our mutants on the right, and we can see this mutant is tier F. Once you've selected a mutant, click 600 scales to access the next step of the extraction. You'll then have 6 options to influence the potential results. These are Default, which only requires scales and has a 1% chance at Legendary, 4% Epic, 15% Rare, 30% Uncommon, and 50% Common. Coin Toss costs an extra 75 RWASTE and gives a 50-50 chance of extracting a rare or common DNA. No Commons costs 100 RWASTE, but it removes the chance of extracting a common DNA and increases the chance of uncommon DNA to 80%. Premium Boost doubles the RWASTE cost to 200 and increases the likelihood of extracting legendary DNA to 2%, epic DNA to 8%, rare DNA to 25%, and uncommon to 45%, but it also reduces the chance of extracting a common DNA to 20%. Same chance with a cost of 500 RWASTE gives each extraction type a 20% chance, and choosing Epic only will cost 750 RWASTE, but it gives a 100% chance of extracting an Epic DNA. With that said, before we start the extraction, note at the top here whatever option I choose, this mutant only has a 20% chance of success when extracting DNA. To improve this success rate, you can upgrade mutants by heading back to My Collection, navigating to Mutants, and then selecting the mutant to upgrade. This tier F mutant has a 20% success rate, and it can be injected with 150 scales per upgrade to a maximum of 6 upgrades, which would produce an S tier mutant, which offers the highest possibility of a successful extraction. Here I've got an S tier mutant that already has an 80% success rate, so I can't upgrade it any further. So let's extract some DNA with this S tier to increase our chances. First we'll select our S tier mutant, then we're just going to go with this default extraction so it doesn't cost any extra RWASTE. Queuing will add your mutant to a pool of pending extractions and will only get processed once someone clicks queue and run. When queue and run is used, it'll process the extraction queue instantly, but it'll cost more gas. It's also worth noting that if 20 or more extractions are queued, a free no commons boost will be applied to the person who runs the extraction. But for this example, we're just going to click queue and run. There's an Ethereum transaction fee to proceed, so we'll click accept on that, and after a couple of seconds processing, we can see the batch was a success. So our next step is to reveal the DNA. To do that, click the mutant and then click reveal. There's a transaction cost on the Ethereum network with this step as well, and the reveal status will remain as pending until the transaction is approved. Click confirm and then wait for the result to be processed. After a few seconds, your result will pop up on the screen. You can see here we've got an uncommon DNA, so it's been a successful extraction. You'll also note extracting will put them into a 13-day rest period before another test can be queued. But if you have more than one mutant, you can go ahead and do further extractions with each of them. You can continue to queue and run, but if you're not in a rush, it's more efficient to add mutants to the pool of queued extractions and wait for the results. Here you can see a set of mutants being queued with same chance, premium boost, and default using a mix of scales and RWASTE. After waiting a couple of days, I came back and checked the results, and we've got some uncommon, rare, epic, and common DNA, but you can also see here in a second we've had one failed extraction. All in all, a successful day in the lab, and you can see each of the mutants has gone into a 13-day rest period. To see a recap of the DNA you've collected so far, you can navigate back to my collection, and on the far right click DNA, and you'll be able to click on each of the DNA you've extracted so far. That's it for this session in the lab, but I hope this has helped you get started with your own experiments. There's plenty more to discover, and if it has helped you out, please like and subscribe. Good luck, and stay focused.
Oh, you could get an imposter.